everybody. What's up, man? Let me play the intro.
Pill ill, y'all niggas better listen.
Oh,
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.
hey, everybody. What's up, man? Let's hold the truth hostage where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. We would hold the truth hostage. Now, give me 1 minute. So I'm on the road. Give me 1 second. But, man, I had to do this stream, man. It was something I was somewhat avoiding, In fact, give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me a second. Yeah, she's back. Yeah, well, hey, everybody, what's up? So, I was avoiding this talking point, but, I think it's a very important thing to talk about, with the war going on. And I think a lot of guys that went through, 9/11 can tell you, what this whole war is about. The as real war and the Palestine. You know what I'm saying? The as real and the Palestine war. What's going on? And I was thinking about it because I was thinking back to 9/11. I was thinking about 9/11 and what happened during that war. Because when 9/11 happened, I was a young guy, young kid. You know what I'm saying? I think when 9/11 happened, I was like in either 7th or 8th grade. And I still remember, and I spoke about it on this channel a while ago. When 9/11 happened, man, it felt like I was watching a movie. Because I remember the teacher just put the news in the class, and we saw the all the dust and all the stuff happening. And I honestly thought 9/11 when it happened, when I was in class, I thought it was a movie. We didn't think it was real, or at least I didn't think it was real until I saw it happening, until I saw the news and what was going on. But the reason I bring up 9/11 is that a lot of this war that's currently going on with the as real and the Palestine, with what's going on is a lot of the tactics are very similar to 9/11. Very similar to 9/11. What's going on? Stack, you get war. You get war. Now, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I didn't have my this level of thinking. I wasn't able to think at this high level I'm at right now. So when the war in Iraq happened, I just thought, okay, man, we're going to war. They bombed the towers, we're going to war. That's what I was thinking when I was little, when I was a younger, kid. But now I'm older, I'm a man, and my skills on holistic thinking have evolved to a level where they are now. And like I always say, I always bring up this video, but I made that video, the Casper Pill 2.0, if you haven't watched the Casper Pill 2.0, I always recommend that video because, I think it's one of the best videos I've ever made. And I think it's, it further pushes why we don't have a choice, man. You have to ghost. You have to. You know what I'm saying? A full-time ghost aspect, you have to. And the reason I bring up, the Casper Pill 2.0 is that, you know what I mean? The reason I bring that up is that that's what it takes. You have to be removed. You have to be removed from nationalism. You know what I'm saying? Nationalism. You got to be removed from religion to actually understand and comprehend what's going on. You got to be removed from it to comprehend what's going on because, like I said, Kalalo was good, man. What's up, man? Because what I'm saying is that when 9/11 happened, what they capitalized on was nationalism. They capitalized on nationalism, and then we had the war in Iraq. And you got to think about it that during 9/11, you got to think about it like this. Think about this. A group of terrorists attacked the Twin Towers. So a group of terrorists attacked the Twin Towers, and think about this. This is America. This is the second time, because in the 90s, you had a terrorist war, a terrorist attack on Manhattan as well. Now, the reason I bring this up is that, think about it. You got a group of terrorists attack America, and, you have all these resources. You got to remember that America has bases all over the world. You got bases all over the world. You know what I'm saying? You got bases all over the world. And and remember, we got the FBI, we got the CIA, we got you got the United Nations, you got NATO. We got all these resources, So how does it make sense to go to war when you got all these resources and you're connected to all these countries where you could easily lead a investigation to find out who led those terrorists? You know what I'm saying? Who led those terrorists? Instead, it's utilized, that terrorist attack on 9/11 is utilized as fuel to ignite a war. You know what I'm saying? It's used as fuel to ignite an entire war. You got hundreds of thousands of Americans, you know what I'm saying, the people from Iraq, citizens, all dead. You got hundreds of thousands dead because, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, we wanted to play toy soldiers. You wanted to play toy soldiers. So you get hundreds of thousands dead. And the reason I bring this up is that look at this current war. So, I'll just say Hama. I'll just say Hama because, YouTube is sensitive, whatever. So you got the Hama, whatever they said, attacked Azrael. You got the Hama people, a terrorist group, attack Azrael. You got to, so now think about Azrael's resources, all their resources and connections with the United Nations, America, the whole world. So all the resources they have, why didn't they just lead an investigation? An investigation, yet at the same time work with the local facilities, work with the, the nation of Palestine, we'll say Palestine, whatever. Why wasn't there an investigation? You know what I'm saying? An investigation. They have the resources, They have the resources. They could have just had an investigation, whether it be public, private. Because think about it, all of these countries talk to one another anyway. Trade disputes, you know what I'm saying? Technology trades, weapon trades, manufacturing. All the countries are always talking to each other to begin with. So instead of leading an investigation to find out the terrorist group that attacked, it was utilized as a driving force to say, what? You know what? Let's just declare war. Let's just declare war, man. Let's just slaughter a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it bloody. You know what I mean? Let's get that going on. And the reason I compare this to 9/11 is that if you look at the history of nations, like even if you look at World War II, like let's go to World War II, you're telling me that the war between America, the Allies, Germany, you're telling me that war had to happen. That war had to happen. And, you know, if you look into history, you know, Hitler was literally there during the Olympics. Hitler was there during the Olympics. And you got to remember, all the countries, especially, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the countries were connected, especially after World War I. You know, after World War I, there was a lot of connections made between countries. So you're telling me when Hitler was doing what he was doing, you're telling me the United States didn't know? You're telling me the United Kingdom didn't know what Hitler was up to? You're telling me they didn't know it all. You know what I'm saying? It just came out of the blue. Out of the blue, you know what I'm saying? Out of the blue, information started to arrive that Hitler is you know what I'm saying, performing a Holocaust. You know, out of the blue. You know what I mean? Out of the blue, that's when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Out of the blue, that's when they started figuring out that, you know, Hitler was hosting a Holocaust. You know what I mean? Out of the blue. That's what you're telling me. God damn, man. That's what you're telling me. You know, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. You know, the thing is, man, they knew. So you look at World War II. You look at 9/11. You know what I'm saying? It all happens after, once a country has their population, whether they have their population nationalized, you know, nationalized, or they have their population within a certain religious parameter, they can then, you know what I'm saying, they can then do as they please, because you have the country buying into a message. You have the country buying into, be it nationalism, be it religion. Now you can act because you have programmed the entire country to believe and act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You know, believe and act a certain way, man. You know what I mean? I had to do this video. Oh shit, there's a Costco here. Wow. You know, I had to do this video because, you know, we got to start thinking, man. You know, this is why when I did the Casper Pill 2.0, you know, I told guys, man, you're gonna have to ghost everything. You know, and the reason you gotta ghost everything is that how can you think clearly? How can you think clearly when the bias of religion is holding you back? When the bias of your nationalism is holding your mind from being clear? You gotta be able to ghost every aspect of life so you can arrive at the point of clarity. You can arrive at the point of clarity, man, clear thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm going to tell you right now, you know, I'm going to tell you a new thing I thought about, man. I always tell people, man, when I do these streams, none of it is planned. You know what I'm saying? All I think about is my talking point, and then I go. You know what I'm saying? I just ask myself, okay, what am I talking about today? And then I go. You know what I mean? That's how I operate, man. I just ask myself, what am I talking about? Then I go. You know? And the abbreviation I'm gonna tell you right now is I've come up with a new abbreviation I call GIG. I call it gigs. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're thinking. Well, what is, a gig? Am I talking about a gig like, a job, doing something for some money? No. Gig is basically saying God is grift. You know what I'm saying? God is grift. God is grifting society when you call it gigs. You know what I'm saying? God is grifting society. Now, another abbreviation I came up with is PIG. You know what I'm saying? PIG. I know what you're thinking. Okay, what is PIG, man? What is PIG? Well, PIG is politics is grift. Politics is grift. You know what I'm saying? Politics is grift. And, you put pigs, politics is grifting society. You know what I'm saying? And another abbreviation I thought of is NIGS. You know what I'm saying? NIGS. I know what you're thinking. Okay, hold the truth. What you mean by NIGS? Are you saying the N-word, halfway? Am I saying the N-word halfway? No. What I'm saying is nationalism is grifting society. Nationalism is grifting society. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, what are these three abbreviations about? Why am I telling you gigs, which is God is grifting society, and why am I telling you pigs? Politics is grifting society. And then why am I telling you NIGS? Nationalism is grifting society. Why am I telling you all of this? Because look at the war. You got to look at the war, man, and you got to realize something. We all live in a society where solutions is not first. What I'm saying? No one lives in a solution-based society. You know what I'm saying? I guess it would be SBS. SBS, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in a solution-based society where that is the priority. You know what I'm saying? Or solution is priority, which is a new abbreviation. You could call it SIP. You know what I'm saying? SIP. Or you put an S in that, SIPs, which is solution is priority society. We don't live in that, man. We don't live in that, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in a society like that, And the reason I bring this up is that think about it. You got to think about war and where we've been as a society, as humanity. Think about, what was that? The Crusades. The Crusades, you had the Crusades, you know what I'm saying? You had the Crusades. And the reason I bring this up is that what is the meaning of God? What value does God have when the goal is to slaughter in the name of God? You know what I'm saying? How can you be in a society where the advertisement is always, if you're in a religious society where we got to be good, we got to go to heaven and all this, how can said value of God have any meaning when the whole nation is built on, let's say, a religion, whether it be Muslim, whether it be Judaism, whether it be Christianity, whatever religion it may be, when when you're leading with said God's name to slaughter and shed blood. You know what I'm saying? So if God becomes, if a nation led by so-called in the name of God is now just seeking bloodshed, doesn't said God become a grift? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't God become a grift at that point? You know what I'm saying? Because how are you going to heaven when the whole goal is to shed blood? You know what I'm saying? So where is this initiative? Where is this goal of going to heaven, honoring God? Where is this when you're leading towards bloodshed? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't God at that point become a grift? You know what I'm saying? Isn't God a grift at that point? You know what I mean? Isn't God a grift at that point when you know it just becomes about shedding blood in the name of said God, said religion? Then God becomes a grift. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I bring this up is that this is one of the major issues we have. Once they've programmed you, in fact, not programmed, because, you know, I want to get caught up in that old talking point. You know what I'm saying? It's not programmed. Once they've conditioned you, once you've been conditioned to follow a faith or fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Once they've conditioned you to follow a faith, be nationalistic, you know what I'm saying? They've conditioned you to either be religious, nationalistic, what's that other thing? I forget, man. I was talking about it. Damn, give me a minute. Nationalism, religious, I forgot the other. Yeah, political. Once they've conditioned you, man, once they've conditioned you to lead with that aspect of thinking, you know, your thought process becomes unclear, man. It becomes unclear. If you look at a lot of wars that have happened in nations, it has always been led by either religious conditioning, political conditioning, or nationalistic conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, I was young enough to remember when the war in Iraq happened. When the war in Iraq happened, man, all of a sudden it was all led with nationalism. We got to protect America. We're united. We stand and all this. And here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, man. You know, they led with all this nationalism. And a couple years ago, you had in New York where some cops shoved, I think they shoved like, what was it? I think they shoved the pipe up a dude's ass. I think it was Amun Diablo. You know, Amun Diablo, they shoved the pipe up his ass a couple years before 9/11. You know what I'm saying? So they led with nationalism. You know, they led with nationalism, even though when you're living in the country, we don't all have access to the same level of nationalism and protection. So 9/11, they led with, oh man, we're all Americans, national pride and so on, even though, you know, every American can say, yo, we all pay taxes. And let's say that, you know, this is before 9/11. So we all pay taxes, but how many people that pay taxes are all treated like Americans? You know what I'm saying? So how many people, we all pay taxes, but how many people are all treated like Americans? You know? You know, sometimes to be treated like an American, you gotta be in a certain tax bracket. You gotta be a part of a certain community. You gotta be a part of a certain race, a certain religion, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's always some type of requirement. So we're all required to pay taxes, but we all don't experience the American experience. You know what I'm saying? We don't all experience it. Yo, Black Circle was good, man. I'm on the road, so you know I could say what's up here and there. But so you look at it, and when 9/11 happened, they led with nationalism. All Americans are in danger. All Americans are in trouble. When in truth, man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. When 9/11 happened, a lot of people in the hood were like, "Yo, man, we dealing with gangbangers. We dealing with drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about no terrorists, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about no jihad or somebody strapping a bomb. We're not worried about Bomberman. We're not we the only Bomberman we know is from Nintendo 64. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in the hood was worried about some terrorists coming up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I remember when 9/11 happened. Now I wasn't in New York, so I'm not as immediately affected. But from where I was at in Jersey, man, it was the same old same, man. You know what I mean? It was the same old same. We were worried about what we were worried about. You know what I mean? We weren't worried about no, people coming from what they call it. We weren't worried about no terrorists, man. You know what I mean? Where I was at in Jersey, we weren't worried about no terrorists. We were like, yo, man, you got people still gang banging. You got people being shot. You got people being pulled over by the cops, whatever. You know what I'm saying? How did this terrorist war change any of that? It just became, well, all of a sudden we're all in this together. We're all Americans. But you're like, man, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's treated as an American. You know what I'm saying? A good example, it still happens today where if a black person was shot, you'll hear an African American man was shot. If you hear an Asian person was shot, an Asian man was shot. You hear an Indian person, an Indian American was shot. You only hear American. The only time a black person will hear, will hear being shot as an American. The only time a black person tends to hear they were American or whatever is if, if by chance they were in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? The only time if you're black, you're going to be called an American up front. You know what I'm saying? Up front is if you were, if you were in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? In the Olympics, they'll call you American triathlon athlete Tyrone Luttrell. You know what I'm saying? You'll be called an American if you're in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? That's usually when they'll call you an American. Race doesn't matter during the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? During the Olympics, we're all American. You know what I mean? We're all American during the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Once the Olympics are over, that's when you return to being black, white, Asian, Indian. You know what I'm saying? That's when you return to whatever form of division they want to call you. You know what I'm saying? That's when you return to that. But for the most part, if you were to die today, as an American, your ethnicity and your racial background will determine how they refer to you. You know what I'm saying? How they will refer to you upon death. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think the only time we're equal, or when it comes to how they refer to you, is I think the Olympics and the Army. I think that's when they call you an American. You know, race and ethnicity does not matter when it's the Olympics, and I think the military. You know, because when a soldier dies, they'll say an American soldier died. An American soldier. You know what I'm saying? An American soldier died today, and you know during the Olympics, that American named Sheng Wan Chi is trying to win America the gold medal. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're American. So what they use is that conditioning. You know what I mean? That conditioning, because you got to understand, man. If you're not in a solution first society, you know what I'm saying? Solution first society or solution based society, everything's about conditioning. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what's right and wrong. It's about what they can lead you with. And they'll lead you with conditioning. You know, if it's a religious country, okay, we're going to use religion to lead you into whatever narrative we choose. If it's a very nationalistic country, we're going to use nationalism, national pride to guide you. You know what I'm saying? If it's a very political country, we're going to lead you and guide you with politics. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people will bring up, well, man, we can never be a solution first society. We can't. We can't be a SFS. We can't. A lot of people say, well, we can't be a solution first society. That's what a lot of people will bring up, but that's a lie. The reason that's a lie is that one thing that is universal, man, it is universally accepted all over the world, is math. It's math. Whatever country you go to, math is the same. You know what I'm saying? If you go to India and I'm selling you one turnip, you're going to be like, okay, that's one turnip. You know, how much for one? You go to China and I'm selling you a turnip, you know, how much for one? You go to Africa, you're going to be how much for one? Math is universal. So the narrative that, well, man, we can't live in a solution-based society, it can't be universal. There's no way we could prioritize solutions. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in this world that's universal. Let's ignore the fact that math is universal. You know what I'm saying? Let's ignore that. Let's ignore that math is universal, man. You know what I mean? Let's ignore that. You know, and this is why I'm saying the ghosting. Because the generation like me, the millennials, for us millennials, the current war that's going on, it's a flashback of 9/11, man. It's a flashback of 9/11. And like I said, when I started the stream, the country had too many resources. Like if you look at how Osama bin Laden was unalived, how Osama bin Laden was unalived, it was by a spec ops team, a spec operation. It wasn't a war. It wasn't an army. It wasn't an army that took down Osama bin Laden. It was a spec ops team that was operating on intel. So think about it. You had a whole war in Iraq. Hundreds of thousands died when the mission could have been achieved with a spec ops team. You know what I'm saying? I think it took to take out Osama bin Laden. I think it was, what was it, like 12 special ops? 12. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at this current war that's going on, and the thing is, the major difference with the war in Iraq versus the current war with Israel and Palestine, with the current war, is that we have the internet now. You know what I'm saying? We got the internet. You know, during the war in Iraq, we didn't have smartphones like we got today, man. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any way to track the information live, you know, without going home or watching TV. You know what I'm saying? So manipulation was at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? The only way to get the source was through manipulation. You had to watch CNN. You might have to watch Al Jazeera, BBC. You know, you had to watch those type of channels, but it was not unfiltered. It wasn't raw information. It wasn't raw information, man. So you saw during that time, during the war, like if you look at early television, during the war in Iraq, every channel was super nationalistic. You know, every channel was saying we need to go to war. The majority was saying we need to go to war. Now you had the Dixie Chicks. I remember what happened to the Dixie Chicks. They made a song about not going to war. Some people that were against the war in Iraq, they got blacklisted. They got unsupported. Their music was pulled off the streams, you know, off the radio. Everybody, anybody who spoke, anybody that was anti-war during the war of 9/11, they were literally blacklisted or removed. You know what I'm saying? They were removed. And at the time, like I said, at the time, I didn't understand. I didn't have understanding of the CIA, FBI, you know, national security. I didn't know all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was more of a movie guy. You know, I was watching movies, Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I was thinking like movies. You know what I'm saying? But now with this understanding, you're like, you got all these resources. You're telling me we got satellites. We got Google Maps that can literally show you a live feed of what's going on. So you're telling me that I'll just use the United Nations. You're telling me the United Nations couldn't get together to find out this terrorist group, find out who's running it, run an investigation, and detain the people responsible. Instead, it's war, man. You're seeing hospitals being, you know, destroyed. Hospitals are being destroyed. You're seeing bodies stacked up, and you know, it's not like the early 2000s. It's in 4K, man. It's in 4K. It's in 8K. You gotta remember the technology we have now. It's not blurry footage. The footage isn't blurry. Like in the 2000s, we were still watching 320p, 480. You know what I'm saying? We were still watching stuff with you know what I'm saying, a different a lower resolution. We were watching stuff with a lower resolution back then. You know what I mean? We weren't watching them with what we're watching now. You know what I'm saying? We were watching it with lower resolution, you know, lower clarity of the content. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck's going on? Oh man. God damn, man. Google Maps, man. Fucking Google Maps, man. It's acting. Oh shit. Wow. Yeah, I gotta turn around. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we didn't have the clear video and resolution, you know, we have now. You know what I'm saying? Where we can actually have a clear footage of what's going on. We can actually see everything, you know? And what it's showing to a lot of the next generation and current generation is that, yo, these countries are willing to just shed blood without cause. You know what I'm saying? Ignore their resources they have. They're willing to shed blood, man. You know what I mean? They're willing to shed blood with or without probable cause, man. Fuck. You know, with with or without probable cause, they're willing to shed blood. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the current generation watching this, man, you know, this is going to further destroy the disconnect to nationalism, religion, and politics. This will further separate the generation that is now and the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be so religious? Why would you be so nationalistic when you know what I'm saying? When you know they're willing to kill without any cause. You know what I'm saying? When your entire country is willing to shed blood like this, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, a lot of the younger generation watching is completely becoming further detached from their nationality, their religion, because there's no hiding it. You can't hide it no more. We got our cell phones. We literally walk around with a way to watch everything we want to see. You know what I'm saying? So what's going to hide this? What is hiding the information? Now, a lot of people will say they will damn, man, I'm having a tongue twister. Generalize, whatever, man. I just can't say the word generalize right now. But a lot of people are being exposed to this, man. Different religions, same religions, different nationalities, different age groups, different generations, and they're watching this live. That all these leaders, think about this, all this negative on Hitler, you know, all this stuff on Hitler, yet, you know, you look at Hitler and you look at what's going on now. What Hitler did was in the dark. Hitler did his dirt in the dark, man. You know what I'm saying? Hitler did it in the dark. You know what I mean? Hitler didn't do it in the light. You know what I'm saying? So you look at what's going on now. It's worse. It's worse than Hitler, man. Hitler put people in camps. Hitler did it in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Hitler hid it. You know. But right now, right in front of you, you could turn on YouTube. You could go to wherever you want to watch it, and you could see it live. All the news networks are scrubbing the internet, but they can't fully scrub it, man. The information is being shared, whether it's Discord or wherever you get your info, it's being shared. You know what I'm saying? So unlike 9/11, we literally got video footage on the ground. You're watching children cry. You're watching parents literally walk up front as they're being removed from this world. So it's all happening live, man. It's not being hidden like 9/11. You know what I'm saying? I remember 9/11, a lot of stuff we found out, even after 9/11, like during Obama's presidency, like in '08. You know what I'm saying? '08, the technology still wasn't 100% there. You know what I mean? So stuff was hidden, but now it's happening right in front of us. All Pars was good. It's happening right in front of us, man. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna completely deteriorate nationalism. Nationalism is being deteriorated. Religion is being deteriorated because it's like I told you. You're looking at this right now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's like, what country can tell you this is God's will? You know, this is God's will. Then God is a grift. You know what I'm saying? God is a grift. You know, it becomes a grift at that point. You know what I mean? Well, our country is acting on behalf of the Lord. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're acting on behalf of the Lord. Yeah, true. You know what I mean? This is accurate. This is why we went to church and they tell us to turn the other cheek, love thy neighbor, and all that stuff. I mean, this is, go to religious temples to shed blood. You know what I'm saying? This is what reading the Bible was all about. It was about getting you prepared to shed blood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we're doing this on behalf of God, then you got to be honest that then you got to be admitting that, you know, the church was preparing me to shed blood. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck, man. You know what I mean? And you got to admit that the church, all this religious indoctrination was preparing us to shed blood. You know what I mean? That's where the honesty has to come in. Because some nations are saying, oh, this is God's will, this is on behalf of God. Then you're admitting that all the religious conditioning is to basically have you so in tune, so conditioned that you're prepared to kill. You know what I'm saying? You're prepared to shed blood. You know what I mean? That's what this is doing. And what this does is anybody that's bringing up, well, you got to be, supportive of God and, be prepared to be religious and act with love and care on behalf of God. You're God's children. We're all God's children. You know what I'm saying? We're all God's children until you're on the side that we don't like. That's what this is doing. This is just further exposing the hypocrisy of religious-based countries, or let's call it what it is, man. Religious themed. It's like a theme restaurant. This is a religious themed restaurant. You know what I'm saying? This is a religious themed country. It's a theme park, religious theme park. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. And what this will do, what this war is only doing is it's opening the eyes of the entire world, man. And what it does is, unlike like 9/11 and during the 2000s where technology wasn't readily available, it's now readily available. So another thing this will do is that it will further displace the population and population dynamics and all that. Because another product of war is that you're going to have a lot of refugees. You know what I'm saying? You could see all of Europe's become refugees. The whole world, you know what I'm saying? It's been happening. One of my boys has been for years. You know what I mean? So the whole world is watching, and it's waking up everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no way anyone can tell you with an honest fabric in their bones that we need to act on behalf of religion. We need to be peaceful. We need to be civil. Get that BS out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is really just, honestly, this is a reenactment of the Crusades. This is the Crusades in 4K, 8K. We have all the technology, man, and we see that. A lot of people want to bring up AI technology, this and that. No, man. I've been telling people this for years. A lot of mankind's goal is self-destruction. We are a species. Self that joyful. So I'm gonna tell you something about religion. About religion is that, and I'm asking you a question and will determine whether it's so conditioned you can't even be aware of and let me ask you, if you were to pick up ant, could an ant define what a human is? Could an ant tell you what a human being is and inform you? And oh man, as soon as you know, what I mean, I was going too far. As soon as I was dropping some logic, the stream started lagging, man. You know, it started lagging for real. You know, my apologies. I'm on the road, but the question I was asking is, if you picked up an ant right now, if you picked up an ant, could this ant tell you all about humans? Could this ant tell you everything about human beings? You know what I'm saying? This ant you picked up, could this ant tell you the history of human beings? You know, who we are, what we are about? Could an ant tell you this? So if you lift up an ant, could the ant describe to you all of human history? You know what I'm saying? Could it do that? You know what I'm saying? This is why religion becomes a major aspect of narcissism. You know what I'm saying? This is why religion becomes narcissism. And I mean, we humans are literally drowning in narcissism. We really think that we can tell you what gods are. We can tell, well, a God looks just like us, and a God wears clothing. A God has a beard. A God has a gate in heaven. You know what I'm saying? A God has gates. A God has human names. And a God, had a garden. And a God had trees and an apple. Like God is who started an apple a day. Think about it, dude. An apple, an apple a day is really just a reverse of what God told Adam. God told Adam, yo, man, don't touch that apple, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat that apple, man. Because gods know about apples, Because think about it, because a lot of religions don't want to tell you the truth, man. They don't want to tell you that we are not made in God's image. God is made in our image. That's how high our narcissism is. You know what I'm saying? That's how narcissistic we are as a species. But you wouldn't be able to sell it like that. I mean, if I came up to you and said, you know what, God is made in our image, you would be so, okay, well, if God is made in our image, I got a God that's made in my image too. Then it becomes oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? It becomes oversaturated if God was sold from the perspective that God is made in the image of man. You know what I'm saying? If God was being sold in the image of man, it would become worthless. You know what I'm saying? It would have no value. It would have no value. So they reversed it. They said, you know what? We're made in the image of God. You know, we're made in the image of God. You know? And then you're like, oh wow, dude. Whoa. We're made in the image of God. This is unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? A higher being would make us in their image as a lesser being. How does that make any sense? You know what I'm saying? That's like going backwards. Why would a higher being make something that is a lesser being in their image? Wouldn't that be insulting them? Wouldn't that be a self-insult? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make these humans in my image. I'm going to make them in my image, you know, because I want to see my own image be weak, be mortal, can die of a cold. You know what I'm saying? That's what a God is dreaming. A God is waking up. I will make these humans in my image. I want to see someone that looks like me die of a cold. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something that looks like me die of a common cold. You know what I'm saying? That's what a God is dreaming of. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. You know, that is what gods are dreaming of. I want to see myself die of a common cold, so I made these humans in my image. Come forth, Zeus. Zeus, come see this human die of a cold. And Zeus, he resembles you. He looks just like you. Comes forth and see this human die of a cold. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. This is why, man, the thing about this war is that, you know, it's further exposing people to reasons to walk away. A lot of people think, oh, man, this war is going to end with a lot of deaths and all that. No, man. This war is going to end up with the death. Religion is already spiraling out of control anyway. You know what I'm saying? Religion is as popular as eating a piece of peanut butter and bread right now. You know what I'm saying? If I offered you peanut butter, no jelly, just peanut butter with bread, would you be excited about that? Would you be, oh my God, man, hold the truth hostages offering me some fucking peanut butter and bread? Fucking amazing. You know what I mean? There's nothing missing. There's nothing missing with that at all. I mean, it's peanut butter and bread. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. All this is doing, at the end of the day, this is further putting the nail in the coffin of religion. You know what I'm saying? A nail in the coffin of religion. That's what this is doing. You know? A lot of people think, oh, this is a religious war and this is going to bring religion. It's going to strengthen. No. The whole world is being exposed to this. Young kids. We're talking about kids. Remember, everybody's got TikTok. Anybody can create a Gmail account. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? When we were little, you know, growing up as a millennial in the 90s and, you know, the 90s, I remember those big Apple desktops I had in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? There used to be a program that had those type of computers in the school. You know, we had to go home. Think about it. A lot of Zoomers aren't aware. We had to go home, man. We had to go home to surf the internet. You could not surf the internet on your phone, man. We had to come home. And what this is doing is that a lot of Zoomers, Gen Alpha, I keep telling people, a lot of people say, yo, hold the truth hostage, man. What you mean about this Casper pill? What you mean about people going full-time ghost? A lot of people are realizing you can't count on religion. You can't count on nationalism. You can't count on politics. All you can count on is yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if all you can count on is yourself, that means you have to ghost all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? It becomes an aspect of looking at yourself in the mirror, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, well, you're closed minded. Well, I mean, you're open minded. You're religious. Look what that got you. You're open minded. You're political. Look what that got you. You're open minded. You're nationalistic. Look what that got you. That got you a recession in 2008 where they just, oh, the banks were just making mistakes. We're going to bail out the banks. Then COVID-19 happened. You're political, right? You're political. COVID-19 happened. Well, we got to bail out the airplanes. We got to bail out the banks again. As for you people, we're going to send you guys $1,000 once every 2 to 3 months. You'll survive. Come on, man. A lot of people, I've been telling people, man, when I made that Casper Pill video, people are ghosting, man. They're going full-time ghosting, and they don't even know. They don't even know, man. They don't even know. They're subconsciously, like, think about it. You ever ask yourself, man, when people bring up religion, I'm not debating them no more, man. I'm not debating them no more. When people talk politics, I'm not debating them no more, man. When people bring up nationalistic values or when they need to the flag, I don't care. What's happening to me, man? I'm becoming so disconnected. It's like nothing matters. Oh, shit. Oh, nothing matters. Well, if nothing matters that's in front of me, then what matters? You start asking yourself, what matters now, man? What matters? You know what I mean? I'm gonna go on. I gotta take a break, so give me a minute. Let me find the music because I gotta go pick up something. Well, we'll be right back after our message. So let me put the break thing. Let me put the break thing. Where is it? Where's the break thing? Oh, I gotta take a break. We'll be right back. Let me play some music. Give me 1 second. Play some music. Where is it? You know what I'm saying?